Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I did my workout. I'm very proud of that. I got lots that I want to talk about today. The main topics are going to be chapter 1 of this book, Mastery, and chapter 1 of this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. As I've been getting into real estate, I've been focusing a lot on mindset. And it's not necessarily the smarts that are going to throw me off. It's going to be the mindset, the imposter syndrome, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of leaving your comfort zone. So I've really been trying to hype myself up with thoughts and just positivity. And the first chapter of this is called Thoughts Are Things. We've talked a lot about positive thoughts on this channel. And the first chapter of Mastery is called Discover Your Calling, Your Life's Task. And I think there's some pretty interesting insights into my life and in lives in general. So if you stick with me, I'd love to get into that. There's some things that I want to talk about first, and maybe some more lighter fun topics. Father's Day was great. I hope you and your families had a great Sunday and Father's Day, and I'm very thankful that mine and my stepdad are still around. I went for a walk in the morning, which is what I really wanted to do. I went to a car show by the lake here in town with my dad, which is kind of a tradition, and kids and wife and nephews, and we had a good time doing that. Hung out back by the pool, studied some real estate words, just relaxed, went out to dinner, and then just kind of cuddled at the end of the night and watched a couple shows, and it was a really good day. I didn't even want it to end. But then I got out today, like I said, woke up early on my day off. I made $65 with Instacart and with Spark. The sign-up codes are down below. They can change your life, and that is going to really tie into certainly this book with Mastery, with discovering your life's calling and discovering your life's task. What else is going on? I listened to a bunch of doo-wop records today from the 50s. I've really been enjoying those. With workouts, I've done 100 push-ups, 100 air squats. I'm looking forward to doing more stretching. I'm getting stronger. I'm really just feeling good physically, but boy, I do have a long way to go. I talked with this customer at the restaurant the other day, and he was asking me if I still collect sports cards, and I didn't remember the guy at all, but we were just making small talk, and I was like, yeah, kinda, but I kind of sold all the cards, and I have a couple that I invested in with my friend that are fun to do, and we got talking about the old cards from like the early 1900s, and he was saying he bought this whole set. Darn, that's amazing. And then he got telling me that he basically flips them. And he goes, that's what I do, right? That's what I do. And yeah, occasionally you get seller's remorse, but that's what I do. And I was thinking, that's what I do. We kind of do the same thing. And he was talking about the thrill of the hunt. And I'm going to show you a lot of the cool finds that I found this weekend. I can't even keep up with them all. And I can't show you all of them, but I'll show you a few. And a find that I felt proud of myself in. After about probably 100 people went through this stuff, I was able to pull out quite a bit of money. But I was thinking too, yeah, it really is a thrill of the hunt. You find this stuff, you listen to it, and then it's human nature. You want the next thing, and so why not get it in, enjoy it for a moment, and let it go, and try to make some profit off it. And I really enjoyed that conversation, and I'll show you some of the things I picked up. First, I picked this up today randomly on a Monday sale. Actually, while I was still running at the stadium, I got a text. People know me as a record guy. Hey, there's a box of records across the street from the florist, and the records weren't what I was looking for. Boy, it could have been a gold mine, but it wasn't. But, bing, this is a $10 bill. Just easy. Got it for $1. I will hold on to this until Christmas, and I already got my Christmas stash piling up already. So when November comes, November 1st, I'll list all my Christmas records, and I'll sell every one of them. And that's just, what is it? Delayed gratification, right? Thinking long term. I think skills that will also transfer over to real estate if hopefully I go that route. But, and then, these are some of the real estate terms. I got tons of these note cards: a quiet title, action, deeds, evidence of a transfer. Oh, heck yeah, evidence of a transfer. Surrender, chain of title. It's going to be the history of the property, including all ownership. History of ownership, which shows conveyances and encumbrances. I'm still getting there. Alienation of title. The capacity of a property or a property to be sold or transferred. Oh yeah, I won't go through all of them, but I'm getting there. This little stack is tricky. These are some tricky ones. But I got to talk about this sale that I went to the other day. The sale starts Friday between 4 and 6, and I can never go because I'm waiting tables, and I just want to cry, really. The woman who runs it, she texts me, "Oh, I got records. They're good. I didn't advertise them." And we go through the same song and dance. I can't get there on Friday. I'll be there first thing Saturday. And I show up Saturday, and they sold like hotcakes. And I get bummed, and then I have to go through the scraps. And I don't have a negative mindset about it. I go to myself, okay, I know they sold like hotcakes. Let me go see what's there, and let me see what I can find, what other people miss. And let me tell you, I found some great stuff. First, these were there, and I had already gone through the records, and 45s people don't really care too much about, so I'm like, all right, let me surgically go through these things. And there was a lot of junk, but this was left over. This is empty. This is empty. Empty picture sleeves from 45s. This is $5. This is $5. And this is $10, the Beatles. Now I want to tell you, I got all of this stuff for $1. $1. When she first texted me, she goes, "The records are free." I'm like, okay. And that's another reason I wanted to get there. And that's another reason why I like pursuing records, because there's just so much money. I'd love to know the people who went to that sale who walked out more of a profit than I did, coming, way after them. So I'm like, okay, I gotta really find what these people left for me. There was 45s stacked into these wire brackets. I go, there's money right there. $10 a piece. So there's $20 right there. So just with what I showed you, 20, 30, 40. Some empty empty company sleeves. If I can get 50 of these, I can sell them for $20. I'm already working on it. So not necessarily right there. All right, this is a stack of kind of lower grade records I got. Beatles, Monkeys picture sleeve, Rolling Stone Satisfaction, Monkeys, who I love, by the way, picture sleeve, Beatles, and Jerry Lee Lewis on Sun Records. Kind of low grade. People are going to want the picture sleeves. People are going to want the Stones and the Beatles. I'll sell that lot for $10. Then let's get into some of these 45s that I picked out. This is Curtis Lee Beverly Jean, $5 to $10. Now stay with me here because I got some good ones. The Beatles Hello Goodbye and the Beatles Yellow Submarine Eleanor Rigby. I'll sell them together for $10. Okay, now here's the bomb or the banger right here. I know. On 45s, for the good stuff, you want to look at labels that you've never heard of, like New Jazz, and some of this just small independent labels, stuff that you've never heard of. That's what's valuable for 45s, not necessarily with LPs, but 45s. So I just picked this stuff up. I'm taking a chance. This is not even on eBay. It's so rare, this 45. I had to look on Discogs, and the average sales of this record are $25 lowest, $75 median, and $172 on the high end. There's 4 for sale on Discogs right now, and it's from $99, $95, $172, and $245 for this 45 that 200 people walked right by. So that's, that's crazy. That's crazy. King Curtis, Twistin' and Groovin', $5. Again, small little, Bluesville label. Homesick James. If you look at these 2 bars here too, that's a good indicator of 45 records that you want to get. The 2 straight bar lines right across. This record right here is $10 to $20. This right here is another one. Teresa Lindsay, Gotta Find a Way. This is a Northern Soul record, which is a very popular genre for 45s. Northern Soul. This is not, or no, this is on eBay. Sales are everywhere from $10 to $25 to $90. I'm thinking with condition this is probably $10 to $20, but still. Okay, and the last one, again, notice the bars. The bars across those two bars right here. Pony Poindexter, Happy Strut. I found this on my second round going through the 45s. I almost passed it up. This is a $50 to $80 45 RPM right there. So lots of money is still left out there. And I take such pride into finding that stuff. I went to another sale, the Mod Squad. Look for complete sets. This was marked at 10. I got it for 5. This is like 40 bucks. This right here, New York and Knicks starter jacket. I got this for 50 cents. This particular one is not even on eBay. It's so rare. I would say anywhere between $50 and $100 for that jacket. Like I said, I can't even keep up with it all. I got lots of other clothing. I got a list, some of the long sleeve shirts and sweatshirts. I'm going to wait till probably August, and it's just going to be like Christmas, where I'm just going to list that stuff right ahead of the season and make a move on that. So to get into, though, the main topics of today. Thoughts are things, and find your life calling. First, think and grow rich. I pulled out 3 quotes, and I'll mention a little something about it. The first quote says, "More gold has been mined from the brains of men than has ever been taken from the earth." So what it's trying to say is know what you want. Have a vision. It doesn't have to be a business plan, but know what you want. Have a vision. What was my vision? What was my inclination, which I'll talk about on the next book? It was freedom in all its different forms. Number 2, when one is truly ready for a thing, it puts in its appearance. So be ready, be open, keep an open mind. Keep an open mind while reading this book. Keep an open mind while reading Mastery. Keep an open mind going to a sale that you know has been picked over by 200 people and you can still find something of value. Be ready for when opportunity knocks. And what I want to talk about is opportunity and failure right after I mention this third quote, which says, "Failure is a trickster. With a keen sense of irony and cunning, it takes great delight in tripping you up when success is almost within reach. Don't quit." There's a story in here about how a guy stopped digging 3 feet before he struck gold. And he never stopped ever again because he learned his lesson from that. Keep going, keep going. It's like, it can be anything in life. Keep going to garage sales. Even if you in the thrift store, you keep going, and then you're going to find that $1,000 guitar. You're going to find that $100 45 RPM record. You're going to find Bing Crosby in a box of nothing for $10. And you just keep doing it over and over, and don't let failure hold you back. And keep looking for the job. Keep looking for your life's task. Keep looking for your calling. So when it truly comes to you, you'll be ready. And sometimes blessings can come in the form of failure and in the form of disguise. And sometimes we don't see our blessings when they're truly happening to us. And this little paragraph stuck out to me on this book right here. And I can see it now from having a little distance from when it happened. It says, "When opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction. That is the one trick of opportunity. It has a sly habit of slipping in the back door and often comes disguised in the form of misfortune, failure, or temporary defeat. Perhaps that's why so many fail to recognize opportunity." And I'm thinking about this when I made one of the main decisions of my life, laying on my bed, not having failed out of nursing school, but I guess dropped out is the right way. And I was sad because I didn't know what else to learn and thought that was it. And little did I know that springboarded me into self-development, personal development, mentally happier. Took a little while, still working on it physically, to flipping, to side hustling, to becoming debt free, to taking control of my money, to enjoying my present work of waiting tables more. Since that day, it refreshed me for waiting tables, and then I found another inclination, which I'm going to talk about sooner. But all this came after that failure of me not successfully completing nursing school. And maybe that was a blessing in disguise that I could not see from God, because how many areas of my life did that make me better in as a person, as a father, as a husband. So there's a lot of blessings in momentary defeat. Don't let them trip you up. Your failure now, your failure in the future, your failure in the past can springboard you towards something greater than you could ever imagine. And I know that it's done that for me. And then to really quickly talk about Mastery by Robert Greene, who is a terrific author. Discover your calling, your life's task. He talks about 5 strategies on how to do that. And then I want to talk about one really interesting sentence or two that he talks about that really hit home for me. And your calling, your life's task. And this is what's going to make you free. This is what's going to make your life where you don't have to compartmentalize work and play, where it's not necessarily work, but it's your vocation, and it's this whole big calling where you're just happy to do what you're doing. And he has a line in there, your desire to repeat the action that you never get tired of. So every single morning I get up and I Instacart, and I never tire of that. I really never tire of waiting tables either. There's some things that I'd rather do certain days, like I'd rather be at garage sales at 4 p.m. on a Friday than setting up the restaurant, but at the same time, I love it. I list things all day long for sale. I never tire of it. I Instacart shop all day long. I never tire of it. I can wait tables and never really tire of it. So I'm in that happy place where work and play are very meshed together. But discover your calling. I had to do this, and perhaps some of you are still searching for it, or perhaps you found your own. Number 1, return to your origins. He talks about an inclination becomes clear while performing an activity. It's a visceral moment. It's nonverbal. And I thought to myself, maybe that happened for me when COVID hit and the restaurant closed down, and we had to survive on to-goes, and not only coming to pick up to-goes, but we also did some deliveries. And guess who was the delivery boy? JB. And while I was out there, I was out of the restaurant. I was still getting money. I felt free. I was enjoying the lovely evenings, the sunsets, listening to the radio, listening to podcasts, doing my own little thing. And from that day on, that visceral moment, that's what I decided to do. And as soon as we opened back up, I took the leap into Instacart and whatnot, and that just helped me pay off debt and become more free and live from a position of strength and become more active during the day and have purpose and eliminate a lot of stress from my life and add a lot of peace. Number 2, occupy the perfect niche. Overcrowding is no good. He talks about in the book where, you want to go where everyone else is, right? But he says dominate a small niche. For me, in a way, I think this is a small niche. I try to think how many people can actually survive full-time with this. It's not the easiest thing in the world. It's a bit of a grind, and I think you got to be really ready to live the kind of life that I'm putting together. You got to have your finances in order, or while you're doing it, you got to start getting your finances in order if you want to do it with any sense of freedom. So I think it's a small niche of people that do this. Most people are trapped in the 9 to 5. They're conforming to the regular life. They're not getting out there and doing what needs to be done. So I think I am in a small niche. Number 3, he says, avoid the false path. Avoid the false path and then rebel against the forces that brought you there. I've had some false paths. I had to do this. I had to do that. I had to go right to college, not knowing what I wanted to do out of life. Maybe my inclinations and my life's task were not yet found. I was still developing my skills, and and I filled that void and that pain with many different things, materialistic and substances and TV and all the bad stuff and junk. And it was not until I started to rebel against that, the forces that brought me on the false path, was when I truly started to be happy, mesh work and play, and find freedom. Number 4, let go of the past. Learn new ways to apply the skills and experiences that you had. So perhaps that's what I'm doing now with Instacart and with this YouTube channel and with potential real estate path. Not being bogged down. And then finally, find your way back. Money does not equal fulfillment. Inclination equals fulfillment. And what's your inclination becomes clear while doing an activity, that visceral, nonverbal moment, which for me is waiting tables that morphed into waiting tables and doing delivery gigs and flipping and side hustling and trying to inspire others, and then taking all those skills and maybe putting it into real estate. Why? Because I'm working on the nail and the hammer of the restaurant one day closing, just because my boss, who's a great man, can't do it forever. And I think it takes a certain special somebody to live under that notion, to stay there, to be loyal to it, to not jump ship, and to start to find other plans, and to have put themselves in a position of strength for when close the doors, we're done, we had a good run, I can still succeed and be happy and be free. I hope you found some inspiration from that. I'll talk to you on the next video. Break free.